So, I have a lot of conversations about channeling. I mean, some involve teaching, some involve answering questions, and some involve talking about what I do for my living. Channeling is an exciting subject and a word that has a multitude of connotations to it. A channel is a stream or opening waterway joining two large bodies of water together. A channel is also an individual who connects with a group of beings that are no longer in physical form. A channel is a person who creates works of art or writes music like the master Randy Luna, or writes books, or like Carl, who writes screenplays. A channel can also be a minister, a teacher, a speaker, or an entertainer. People in sales, business, technology, creative advertising, television, or movies can also channel information from a higher source in order to create whatever they choose. An example would be, say someone wants to invent a new technology. They may say that they're going to channel Steve Jobs. Or maybe they want to write a story on a new book, and they may say that they're channeling Louisa May Alcott or Mary Higgins Clark or Tony Robbins. I mean, when people talk about channeling, many things come to mind depending on the paradigm of the person who's doing the talking. When people ask me what I do for my living, I keep it short, and you're welcome to use any of these phrases. I keep it short and sweet and give them only what they ask for and only what they can handle. I usually explain as much as possible without ever using the word channel because so many ideas come to mind with being a channel. I explain that I teach people how to be happy. And then, of course, the next question is, sign me up. How do you do that? Then I say I help them find things that make them happy and provide techniques and information to develop their own path of happiness. And then the question comes in, well, what is one path to happiness? And I say, first, it's a choice. Every person can wake up each day and choose happiness or not. And they say, how do you provide that type of information? And that's when I get in a little deeper. I say, I seem to have a gift or a skill or talent from, depending on who I'm talking with, from God or Source. When I spoke at my mother's church, which was a very traditional church, she said that I have a way of speaking and communicating that causes people to listen. She described what I do as bringing people messages for their soul. I thought, that's right. I do that. I bring people messages for their soul. And usually after that, people don't ask many questions. Channeling is actually connecting with a higher source of information. Film directors do it. People do it really on all levels. Adironnda is the spokesbeing for the council that I channel, that I bring through. Adironnda is a part of the angelic realm from the 17th dimension. I don't ever go into that kind of an explanation. I mean, what the heck does that mean? I don't mention that simply because, not that I want to hide it, just because it's a longer conversation. When people ask me, when they do hear about Adironnda, and they ask me where I got the name Adironnda, I tell them the truth. I got it from God. You see, channeling isn't something that a person makes up. We all do it. It's kind of like that law of attraction. When you lean into something, work on being as clear as possible and focus on living at the highest possible frequency. When you ask for guidance, you receive it. Adironnda calls what I do a divine link, linking two worlds together. The world you see around you and the outer world with the angels, the ascended masters, even a few galactics have come through. with channeling, you link those energies together. You do so simply, keeping your ego in check from filling in the blanks with your imagination, and then you sense or hear, you feel, or you simply speak whatever surfaces. How do you trust that information? Well, that's a whole course called the Channeler's Academy or the Channeler's Method, or a topic for another week. So that's a little bit about channeling and how you can talk about it with your friends. See you next week. Namaste, y'all.